Younger people of Reddit. What are you tired of hearing from older generations? Don't believe everything you see on the internet. My parents, when I was a teenager in the late 90s, now I have to tell my parents that. I was at GF's parents' place and she told us something generally unbelievable she read about on Instagram, and I casually asked if that was verified to have actually happened, and her mother very sarcastically replied, "Oh, are you one of those fact-checker types? Like that is some sort of insult or something to want to know the truth?" I guess my parents and teachers just reinforce the whole don't believe something just because you read it on the internet. Edit, lots of response, I wasn't expecting that. Thanks for engaging the conversation. For anyone making comments about unreliable online fact-checking sites, I was in no way referring to formal fact-checking. I was merely wondering where my GF heard the story, like was it just something relayed third hand, or an actual video of the event, or a news report, or what? I don't even remember the story, it just sounded too weird to be true and I wanted to learn more if it was verifiable. That's a prime opportunity to maintain eye contact, express dominance, and answer yes, I am a fact-checker. Because if anyone from the GF on is bothered by facts, you want to know that before you spend Thanksgiving with them for the rest of their lives. Facts. Stop eavesdropping. I'm not eavesdropping, you're just talking loud because you're deaf and I'm not. My father, you only overheard me from the other room, you don't know what I'm actually talking about. Me, I know exactly what you're talking about because I can hear you on the other side of the house. I work with my dad and tell him every day I hear 100% of his conversations since he has them on speakerphone. Could save hours if he stopped briefing me on shit I already know. Can someone explain to me this fascination that old people have with speakerphone, especially in public? Like, what the duck? I'm assuming it's just because they can't hear. My mom has Bluetooth-enabled hearing aids. When her phone rings, she turns off Bluetooth and turns the speaker on high because she doesn't think anyone can hear her. We all hear her. We can hear you better when you're talking over the hearing aids because you're not shouting. I'm an older millennial. I have a good job, own a house, am married, and have 2 kids. It is 2022 and at least half the times I hear someone older reference millennials, it's talking about people who are currently the age my cohort was 22 years ago when the millennium was a thing. Apparently, millennial anyone younger than my cohort, boomer anyone older than my cohort. When I was your age we never. Just start saving. You'll be able to buy a house in no time. Housing market, we don't do that here. Haha, my friend had saved $50,000 down payment for a house 2 years ago. Still to this day gets outbid for houses going $100,000 over asking. I am in the same boat. Worked my ass off to pay off debts, got credit score crazy high, saved a nice amount of money for a down payment. Ends up I would have been in a better position if I would have bought a house 4 years ago, with the debt and a very low down payment. Trying to do things the right way and have gotten screwed time and time again. And my wife and I have really good salaries. I don't know how people are able to do it when all houses around here are $550,000 plus. My husband and I are in the same boat, but all the houses around here go for $800,000, $1.5 million on the low end. We're still trying to save and pay down debts, but honestly at this point I'd take anything. How we can't fix anything ourselves. Then promptly ask us to fix their Wi-Fi, set up their new phone and figure out why their computer is running slow. We can do plenty, we just have a different skill set. No joke, my dad did this time me. I didn't know how to change my tire on my car at 18, he never showed me, complained about it, and told me to figure it out. Not 10 minutes later his Wi-Fi went out and asked me to fix it. I told him to figure it out. My dad did this to me too, when I was growing up. If I didn't know how to do something practical, he'd scoff and say, "Don't you even know how to do this?" When he had never taught me. Thankfully, I learned to teach myself from Google and YouTube. I'm trying to do better with my own daughter and teaching her everything I think she needs to know and explaining so she knows the reasoning behind why certain things are done. Edit, I just wanted to clarify that even though my dad would comment, "Don't you even know that?" I don't think he was being an asshole, as he'd just do what needed to be done for me by himself. He was just really bad at teaching and explaining things, so he'd just do things for me. My shithead of a dad did that too. Would act like I'm a dumbass for not knowing something, as if it's supposed to just come to me in a vision one night. No father, You're literally one of two people most responsible for making sure I'm privy to useful and important information in life. Maybe if you expect me to know, you should actually teach it to me. I hate how we've gone from me getting Facebook as a teenager and my parents being like, don't believe everything you see on the internet, to them sending me medical research from unverified, unreputable sources. And then get all pissy when we fact check it. And it takes like 5 seconds to 5 minutes to prove them wrong. In my day, we used to respect our elders. I'm tired of people complaining about how younger people are terrible, as though they weren't the ones that raised those younger people to be what they are. These millennials and their damn participation trophies. Who the duck were the ones handing them out? They weren't giving them to themselves as children. Did anyone else here actually ever get one? I think I remember what they called a consolation prize at hockey tourneys when I was a little dude, but I didn't get jack shit at school. Seems like it's not a universal thing, at least. I did in all my out-of-school sports, karate, cheerleading and gymnastics. No one really cared about them though. Like they were tiny little things that didn't make any of us excited and had no fanfare around them. I swear it was more so our parents had something to put on the mantle after paying for us to participate. I'm not younger, but I'm fed up with some older people expecting gratitude for all that they have done while taking zero responsibility for the problems that they will leave future generations. Be sure and tell them, thank you for your service, and then make some other wisecrack when they say they aren't a veteran, like I just assumed from the way you were talking you made those kinds of sacrifices for our great country. I'll be honest, even as a veteran I hate hearing, thank you for your service, lol. Concur. It's always so awkward. What do you say? I just say, thank you, or it was an honor to serve. You're welcome. Seems like such a dick thing to say. I was trained to say thank you for your support, which also feels awkward. The young people always just want to drink and go to parties. 1. No 2. Don't pretend like you didn't do this too, lol. Drink coffee and go to LAN parties. So wild. Are LAN parties still a thing? They were when I was younger, but with online gaming, I thought it was a bit of a relic. I just bought an 8-port Ethernet thing so I could set up a Minecraft LAN for my 4 kiddos. I'm so excited for them because they have never played on a LAN before. Minecraft I think will keep LAN alive for forever. My kids have LAN parties all the time with their cousins, thanks to Minecraft. There are some games that just play best on LAN. I'm revealing my age, but Quake 3 Arena, Half-Life Deathmatch and Doom just play best locally. LAN gaming was amazing in college, hollering down the hall at other people in the dorm. We played Doom, Quake, GTA, etc., but Half-Life was the most fun. Sneaking up on someone and beating them silly with the crowbar was the best. You just have to work harder if you want to buy a house. That's what I did. Yeah, well, I don't make 50% of the price of a house a year, like you did. Just find something that pays more. If you don't like it, leave. Nobody wants to work anymore. Just had someone the other day ask me, so why aren't you married? I'm like, if I met someone worth marrying, then I would. Best response to this is supply chain issues. Your generation is sensitive and weren't taught hard work. Y'all literally raised us. How is it our faults? My partner does emergency roadside service, and just this week he responded to a tire change. The guy he met was the father of the owner of the car, and he told my partner my 18-year-old son doesn't even know how to change a tire. Dude, it's your teenage son, maybe you should have taught him? Also, why aren't you changing it then? This was my dad's attitude when I couldn't ride my bike at around 10 years old. He was like, why doesn't he know how to ride a bike? And my mom just went, because you never got a bike for him. My dad pulled that shit too. Why do you not know how to use a power washer? Gee, I don't know, maybe it's because I was a suburban middle schooler who had never used a power washer before.